back. My next guests are from right here in New York City, and they are here tonight with a song from their brand new album, Fever to Tell. Please welcome Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs.
They don't love you like I love you, Karen O. If you've done a deep dive into the Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs history, as you probably should have before watching this plagiarist video, the Strokes member Albert Hammond Jr. famously got Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs signed due to wearing their custom pin during some late-night show gig. How sick is that? But we shouldn't be surprised because Albert looks good in anything. If a band like the Strokes wasn't so prominent, I'm not sure that Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs and other great New York bands would have reached such popularity. However, it really was all because of a band called Slater-Kinney to be one of the first ever people to let Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs open for them, as well as John Spencer Blues Explosion. John Spencer jokingly called them the Maybe, Maybe, Maybe. From the sounds of these bands, you can tell where Karen O may or may not have got her influences. Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs aren't afraid to poke fun at themselves throughout their album, even titling a song called No, 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 and Rich being the first song and Poor Song being the last. Fever to Tell isn't the type of album for people to define it in their top 10 albums list, but by no means is that a bad thing. Yeah, Yeah, Yeahs have maintained a thing in their music that most popular bands of that era couldn't replicate. More common ground, less major label interference. This was a very strange time to be in America, or anywhere in the world. Only 2 days after the album's release would President Bush announce, quote, "Mission accomplished," falling short of an un.
No,
I'm
you
going.
don't have a map.
Did you say I need a map?
Yes.
I have a phone.
No, a map is different.
Maps. A music video so good that I wish I was in it. This is truly a teen romance song for our times. Like Karen O once beautifully stated, MAP stands for, quote, "My Angus, please stay." I'm usually the first person to believe in acronyms like this, but somehow My Angus, please stay just seemed like a parody to me, like what Ryan Heger used to do when justifying his conspiracy theories.
As we mentioned before, above that, the lemon. What, don't you get it?
No.
Bears, rings, lemons? Beyonce is bearing fruit. And bearing fruit for a tree means that it's growing fruits. But for a person, bearing fruit means that she's growing something else. And if you peel off the cover, what she's really trying to say, Beyonce is pregnant.
But no. Turns out Angus is a real living, breathing musician who's Australian, mate. But not Angus Young, disappointingly, I know. He was in a well-known New York band at the time called Liars and dated Karen for a few years. Unlike most artists in the industry, Karen isn't afraid to shed a light on her love life. Of course, everyone is entitled to their privacy, but contrary to some people like Alanis Morissette claiming to never reveal who her song You Oughta Know is about, mainly because we oughta already know. So whether this was intentional or not, it makes the song make a lot more sense. So thanks, Karen O. Max Martin, the Swedish pop producer, made a tone-deaf suggestion about MAP sounding better with a pop chorus on it. He did get what he wanted though. 11 years later, Maroon 5 released a song by the same name, which I sadly discovered before I heard the very first MAPs. I know, I was such a Gen Z. But that didn't stop Max from making his own spin on the song, Since You Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. But Karen O isn't complaining, she's too nice for that. She says, quote, "If it wasn't her, it would have been Ashley Simpson." And who would want Ashley Simpson lip-syncing to a pop version of Maps like her disastrous performance on SNL? We have the development of technology to bring us all the geographical songs that we'll ever need. The ones that come to mind...
Me, your location, let's focus on communicating.
What are you doing tonight? 'Cause I miss you and I can't even lie, I need you. I could get on a flight, I can make up the time.
Yeah, and I know that it sounds crazy, baby. I wanna see you. Oh, I gotta ask, do you got plans tonight?
But really, we're missing the fever that brought us to this location in the first place. And that GPS, my friends, is fever to tell. With the boys' club of Karens acting more Karen than the leading lady herself, I'll close with the riveting words of one music journalist here in Australia. Quote, Karen O, thankfully, is still cool.